Morning, everybody. I've been away for a couple of weeks. Personal stuff, blah, 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 roller coaster of life and all that sort of stuff. So I haven't done a lot of videoing. In fact, I haven't done any videoing. But you know how it is. Some things crop up sometimes and bowl us all we're not expecting. So, but anyway, things are getting better now. Everything's all right. I think we're sort of like coming through it. And like us all, just get your head down and keep going, innit? But don't matter what age you are neither. You think you don't think there's any more shit to be chucked at you, and it does. But anyway, so I did do some carving, so we'll show you. I done some carving, only bits and pieces, but we'll have a look and we'll take it from there. So let me spin that round. There's my little owl I done. These are a quick little carved out at a bit of larch. And then there's my tiki. I thought I'd do another tiki and paint this one. And then I did this one. So that was my country woodland thing. So I have been doing a bit of carving, you know, just because you got to, haven't you? And I just haven't been doing any filming. Anyway, by the by. So, weather's pretty good now around here. A friend of mine, just happened to know somebody that was chopping his garden about. And lo and behold, he said, do you want this stump? So I'm going to show you it. So, there's the stump. Anyway, it works out that this thing is a Chinese wingnut, I think, but it's a real fast growing tree. And I looked at it and I looked at it and I looked at it, and I just thought, what are we going to do with it? Now, if you look, it's a real fast growing tree, so the rings are really wide apart, you know. So it's not hardwood by any means. So I tried to sort of like, it's a big old lump. I suppose what would he be in diameter? He's the best part of 3 foot in diameter, I suppose, and he's 7 foot tall. But I just didn't know what to do with him, and I thought, well, I don't want to do anything that's going to hold, or try and do anything with some detail in it and everything else, because he's going to crack. And he will crack, and that's it. So I had visions of doing a big crocodile coming up, or what else did I write there? A big flying owl. He'd have been perfect for a flying owl, because you got these would have been his wings. But what I don't want to do is put a lot of effort into something, and then he over splits down the middle or whatever, and you know, because I'm not doing that. I you know, it's hard enough as it is to try and do it without any wood splitting, which is fair enough. But you don't want it actually. It's just disheartening, and if you're going to carve the wrong wood, then it's going to happen. And I got a feeling this Chinese wingnut is the wrong wood. So a friend of mine is having a tree cut down soon after the summer, and he's going to leave a big stump, and it's going to be like this stump, and he wants me to carve a big wood spirit in it. And I haven't done many woods. You see me wood spirit over there in this bucket of crap behind me, but I thought, well, this would be a good idea, a good chance to test it. And also, so what I want to do, you can see what I wrote down, that was what I was going to do: crocodile, flying owl, wood spirit, question mark, question mark, question mark. Anyway, so I thought, well, if you look here, you can see this back here, it's sort of like his hair, if that makes sense. So I can make that his hair. What it means is I got to cut that off and try and get that straight. So the wood spirit would be sort of like leant back a little bit, which I ain't got a problem with that. I don't mind doing that. I want to try and utilize all the wood I can, so we can make this his hair, you know, if that makes sense. And put his face in here. Hey, listen, that's the plan. So what I want to do is chop that. Let's see if we can get a better look at this, shall we? So this is going to be his hair, yeah? So that back bit, I'll flatten it off a little bit, but that'll be his hair. And then if I take that down there, his face can be there, and it's like he's leant back a little bit in the wood, if that makes sense. And the reason I'm going to do a wood spirit on this, I mean, it's such a nice big piece of wood, but like I said, it's no good putting all that effort into something detailed and really going for it if you've got a crack you can drive a car through in a couple of months' time. So, but if it's a wood spirit, if that cracks, I think that adds to it, as long as you don't break in half. But if that cracks, the old wood spirit's a bit mysterious and all that sort of stuff, whimsical or whatever you call it. It's all part of the wood. So I thought, shit, do you know what I mean? Why just go with it? Just do it. Just carve the wood spirit, and it's good practice for what matey wants. So if I can get this right, and he's happy with it, then I'm a bit more confident if I go and do his carving for him, because I don't do enough wood spirits. I don't know whether it's more an American thing or whatever, but I love them. You know, I mean, that thing there, that's a load of rubbish. But that's when I got that was just practicing. But the one over there with the flower pot in him, in that rotten piece of elm, I love that one, you know. So let's go with that. So what I'm going to do is stop talking, because it obviously bores everybody. Yeah. So I'm going to cut that down there first, and just get him to the point where I can draw a wood spirit on him. Yeah, and I'll see what the wood's like then, won't I? When I drop into it. So my mate's got this. Look at this baby. Now that is a chainsaw, and that is an MS661C. Look at that beauty. Now, if I can't do some damage with that, it's a poor job. So that's what we're going to do. If I can just slice this down here. Let me get this right. Slice that down there like that way. A bit more actually, like that. That gives me a level playing field to start with. Like I said, all this, I want all this hair, and then this beard's going to come down here and try and incorporate the whole log. And it's silly heavy. I mean, I got this now. Got this from a auction, you know. He leaks a little bit and everything else, but he'll lift a ton, and he's low, so you can get the look past me belly. So you can get, it's easy. There's nothing worse than sort of like wrestling a heavy piece of wood and trying to get it up, like on my motorcycle lift and everything else, because it's quite high. But that is perfect, because the tractor's not here at the moment, so this bottom does need squaring up. However, I got that thing, but Jesus, man, that was heavy. There was a couple of us here trying to lift this up. This is one heavy piece of wood. As you can see, you know, look at it. She's a beaut. It's just a shame that it's this, and I've tried Googling it to see if it's any good for carving and stuff like that. Nothing's coming up with anything, you know. But you can tell that these rings are so wide. It's only about 20 years old. So it's just a fast growing tree. I think it's like a willow, a bit like a willow, I think. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff about it. So that's what I'm going to do is I'll square this baby up and flatten her up, and then we'll start drawing the old wood spirit on. So hope everybody's okay. Head down and carve on, innit? So bear with me when I do this, and I'll set the camera up, and then we can start drawing the wood spirit on, and hopefully we'll get there. So you don't need to see me filming, just chopping this out. It gets boring and my videos become too long. But yeah, let me sort this out, and I'll be back to you. Cheers. Right, we're back. I know he looks like Medusa at the moment, but I was just trying to get the proportions right. So 1, 2, 3. And also, so what I done was, you can see I want them sort of like led back in there if I can, a little bit. And then all this will be beard down here, hair, and that'll just all sweep up and blah, blah, blah. That's the plan anyway. but we'll see. So he's all cut, and what I did was because Ryan Cook always says, you know, that your face is a triangle, so I've sort of like took a bit of this off, not too much because I'm not confident enough, but I've sort of like triangled it back a little bit, like a corner, just to save taking the wood off. If it was flat, then obviously all this needs to be cut back and chiseled back. So that's fine. So I'm going to cut my nose in now, in his eyes, and I want him sort of like with his eyes shut, I think. Which if I can get that right, if not, then I'll just have his eyes open. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. So this wood is so wet, it's unbelievable. I took a bit of bark off, a piece that fell off, the bark fell off. Jesus Christ, man, I could have been washing up in it. It was that wet. But, like I said, I'm not worried if this cracks. So this is going to be the biggest wood spirit I've done. I'm just trying to get the proportions right, his eyes right, and also what I've done with my wood spirits in the past. And I haven't done many, so it's not like I'm a professional wood spirit carver. I'm not. But the wood spirits I've done in the past, I really sort of like scooped their eyes out. And I just thought, I'm always looking at when you do a few wood spirits, when you're talking to somebody, you're always looking at their features. So you're looking at their nose and their cheek bones and everything else, and you are listening to them but you know what I mean. You're like, I'm not obsessed by it. When you're talking to them, you're looking at their features, and then you start to see everybody's a little bit different, and it's amazing, really, once you start getting into all this. But what I did notice is because if I draw a line down here, what I was doing was scooping the eyes out too much, and then you go to do your eyes, and your eyes are always set back. So I'm not going to scoop these out very much when I do get to that point, just purely because if you put your finger over your eyebrow and your cheekbone, you can feel your eyelid. So that's like nearly the ball of your eye, the front bit. So, and I've got a tendency when I've been practicing and doing my wood spirits, scoop, and then I cut the eyes in. Well, their eyes are set back a bit. I know it's mystical, but I'm trying to get it to look as much of a face as I can, if I can. And I've got so much wood to play with that if I F this up, we'll just cut her off and we'll start again and we'll just go back and whatever. But hopefully that won't happen. And then all this beard will come down here. I know it looks like Medusa at the moment, but I just want some real prominent features, even in his hair, you know? So his hair is big, thick strands of hair sweeping and going all over the place. And then you put the details in. To really give it some sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, but perspective, like, you know, so that it's not just lines going up. It's like, it's got movement, you know. So, right, so let's crack on and we'll try to sort of like shape out this, he looks a bit like Prometheus off of Alien films. Is it Prometheus? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Who cares? But anyway, and then all this, so hopefully, because the weight of this, even cutting these bits off, Jesus Christ, they were heavy. But they're like, you think a cubic metre of water is a ton. I reckon this, if it ain't a ton, it's between 3/4 of a ton and a ton. It was phenomenally heavy. It made that thing will lift a ton, and it really, really struggled. So we'll see. So anyway, I'm going to do it with this one, my little MSA 70 with an AK-30 battery in it. That's just a stock chain. That's only a little Pico chain. But I thought it's perfect, not for like doing this. I'll get a gas saw out or petrol saw out. Gas, that's how much American YouTube I watch. I'm calling it gas. I'll get the petrol saw out for that. But I just want to try and get I'll see what this can do. I'll see what this can do. Let's go for it. Okay, what I'm trying to do, bear with me. What I'm trying to do is just get the proportions right and get it so it's, you know, not like that by the side of his nose, if that makes sense. So when you look at him, trying to get it all shaped round, and I know all this is going to be beard and stuff, but I still wouldn't mind getting roughly the shape, and then you can add the air and everything else and have it flowing either back off of his face. But I'd like to see the shape of his face if I can and get it in proportion. So I don't think, you know, we take that nose back up a little bit more, I think, and then take that bit of forehead off there. Keep his eyebrow there, a bit more prominent. And then I'll have to probably change the battery on this bloody thing. So if we take that, nose up to there. Like that. That's a nice bridge of a nose there. I don't want him to look like he got a broken nose because he's been fighting with the other wood spirits, do you know what I mean? And then your forehead is like that, if that makes sense. Sort of like more, not flat, but it curves here. Hey, don't listen to me, who knows? I ain't got a clue. Take that back up. I got to be careful of that because that is so soft, it's unbelievable. But it can stay in there, it is what it is. So I think I got the right depth on that nose. So let's just cut this back in. Okay, just take that back down there a little bit. So, I haven't done nothing else apart from had something to eat. Frank! Apart from had something to eat. So, let me just check that. Oh, another dog barking at him. So, I'm going to mess about with this nose. Got the MS-170, or whatever it's called, the 170. So I'm going to just shape this nose a little bit now, because the nose is like the most important thing, I'd say. But this is still a heavy piece of wood. And then, yeah, we'll take it from there. Let's start with a bit of shaping of the old nose and get that, and then everything will go around that. So if I have got to take the forehead back a little bit more, I might get rid of that, hopefully, and then sink all this back a little bit. Then we might be basically, not a clue, but it's a beautiful day. Things could be a lot worse. Let's rock. Let's have a look at this. That's a big nose. Does it warrant this piece of wood? I suppose it does. Then I have his lip there and his chin there. And then the beard going right the way down there. And then this hair sweeping up round. So if his lip, I mean his lip can go, that's a big moustache. I got a big moustache on there, you got a big nose. I suppose if his lip goes like that, would it go like that? And then his top lip would be up underneath there. You certainly notice a difference with this saw. I blew me steel carving bar up last week. Well, I didn't blow it up. She just split on the end, but she's had a bit of time on her. So I got this one. This was the one I bought first, and it didn't fit the other saw I had. So luckily he fitted this one, so that's smack on. But when you're using this and on this instead of that little stupid Pico chain on that, I'll have to get a new bar for that and a proper chain. Jesus Christ, then you realise how soft this wood is. But hey ho, let's carry on, see what happens. Okay, I'm back. Right, the battery went dead, blah, blah, blah. Same old, does my head in. You think I could have a little, let's make sure you got it in there. I'm quite happy with the nose, I think, so I want a big nose on the bugger. I got a big nose, so why can't he? And I think I'll be all right with how far I've gone back there, maybe. So what I'm going to do now is just take these cheeks down a little bit and try and define them. This, I'm going to mess about with this, but I'm going to probably do a lot of this with the die grinder because it is so soft, this wood. And then we'll have a look at whatever. We'll just keep going, won't we? It's a beautiful day. Let's rock, I say. Or let's carve anyway. For any carvers out there, if I'm doing this wrong, so what? I'll learn one day. They say you can't teach a dog new tricks. Well, you can, because I didn't start this until I haven't been doing this for I haven't been doing this for quite a year yet. I think I started end of June, July. And like I said to you, there's no bugger that teaches you. So yeah, anyway, blah blah blah. Let's rock. I mean, listen. I think to have some character. You know? I would like him to have some character. But so what I'm going to do is have a cup of tea and have another good look at him. I'm happy with this bit, I think. We'll push his eyes in. Maybe push his eyes back a little bit. But like I said, if you put a line on there, his eyelid shouldn't really touch that, really. So maybe he should have big eyes like that. You know? They're gonna be shut anyway. They're gonna be shut anyway. And then you've got bags underneath here. And when I've done all that in there, then you can push the cheekbones. I'll know where the cheekbones are roughly. Because that goes back, which is fair enough. Or do I just cut that in there now and then shape that back? Cut that in there and shape that back. Like I said, if I get my saw and just push that back in there now, I lose that ball of the eye being so close to here. That's all I'm thinking. I could be completely off-piste and completely wrong. I really could. But I think I'm happy with the forehead. I think I'm happy with the width. So they always say 5. So if he had ears, he'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? I don't fucking know. 1, 2. Maybe not that long. 1, 2, 3. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Let me stand back. Right, I'm going to have a cup of tea. Let me just do that bit first. Let me just do that bit. Do I love you? Do I love you? Well, that goes in there, look. And that goes in there. So I could just, and then shape it, but then, whatever. Hey, let's rock. Don't try, you don't know, do you? Okay, let's rock. That's not too bad, I don't think. What do you reckon? Have a deco. I think he's getting there, don't you? Do you know what I mean? He could be getting there. But anyway, right. He might be, might not. So, I'm going to have a cup of tea now. It's really hot as well, so I'm going to turn the camera off because it keeps sapping my battery. That's why it died last time. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things you keep looking. Keep looking. I'm glad I never done anything but a wood spirit in this because of the wood's so soft. I'm probably going to struggle with getting any detail. Hey, listen, not that I'm that good that I put loads of detail in, but I want to hollow these babies out a bit more. But that'll be when I get the grinder and then shape his eye. So we will see, and then do his nose and everything else. Blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah. And his nostrils and everything. He's coming together. He's all right. He's coming. You know, like I said, it's the biggest. Hey. 1, 2, 3. I've done 3 wood spirits. That's it. 3. One with a Dremel. One with electric saw when I first got it with that bit beech, which I know I messed up. And then this one. Oh, sorry. Then the elm, so this is my 4th. Oi, 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 chops. So anyway, I think it'll be alright, we'll see. It's the nose and the eyes. You get the nose and the eyes, everyone's going to look at the nose and the eyes, all this. But then that's why I want them to look at the hair and think, fucking hell, that's amazing. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll finish her off tomorrow. Don't worry me. You know? I'll finish her off tomorrow. But we'll keep going. So, what I might do is get my big saw and take that down a little bit and just start tidying this up. I'll tell you what, we'll do that right now, quickly while you're online. Rolo's having a drink, so he's chilled. Let me just try and pop this face out a bit. That's a bit better. Made his face pop a little bit better, I think, maybe. He's a big one, isn't he? Okay, let me reevaluate the situation with a cup of tea. I still might get that bigger saw though, and just take that down there maybe, you know? And then, in fact, I will, bear with me. I don't know how much petrol she's got in her. Now that's a saw. There we go. That's there. Now I can see. Then we can put some air up. Go really up here and do some nice lines, like, you know. That's better. That opens him up a bit. So let me have a look at him. I'm probably shouting because I'm a twat. Let me have a look at him and see what perspective we need to see if I need to go back into here a bit more now. But his head's like that anyway, so that can come off there, and then away we can go. So let me have a look at him, and I'll put this back in so that it don't cook. So I don't know, he's all right, I reckon. The main bits are there. You can tell it's a face. Can't tell it's a good face, I suppose, but he's all right. Let me have a look at him. Let me have a look at him. Like I said, you're probably better off doing a smaller wood spirit because you just the old nose and everything else. And I don't know, really. I wouldn't mind starting to do a few more. But I think I get his forehead because no one's foreheads. You don't like have really massive sloping back foreheads, you know, until you get to up to where your hairline is, and then it obviously got to go back round. But enough talking, Warren. I can take that out. I don't want him to have a massive moustache like Mr. Wong. I just want him to. I just want it to sort of like lose that then into his beard, and then his beard's going to come round here. So we'll see. Jesus, that's warm now. So let's see what happens. It's ace when you're carving, isn't it? You just rub wood. I never. Steady. Steady. You just never think you'd do it, but it's ace, isn't it? Everything's different. I don't know what that is. Right. So let me have a cup of tea and have a little think. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. I can mess with the face. I'm going to jump off the face a little bit and try and get some movement in his hair. And I got a fair bit round here, but you know, to be honest, what I want to do is just, I don't really want gaps in it, I suppose. I don't know. But I'm just going to try and get sort of like hair in front of hair, big blocks, and then you know, make it sort of like stand out. I don't know what I'm going to do. There you go. But I'm going to try and cut these out now, and then his beard come down here, and get all that done. If I can do that today, and get him pretty much blocked out, and then I can take a photo of him, go home, change everything tomorrow, and it'll end up a frog. Easy, innit? Oh, there you go, look. Now you're back. We'll see. Well, anyway, let's do some movement with the old hair. I'm going to fill this up with. I'm not going to film this because I've probably run a battery out on summer. So I'm just going to mess about with this and not film it, and then I'll show you when I finished, and then that way then I save me batteries, blah blah blah, and it is hot out here, and I can just do a bit smoke. So let's see what happens. Okay, Jesus Christ, it's hot. So that was a lot of chainsawing. This thing is, whoa, still heavy. I've got it propped up on two wedges because the bottom's not level. But, oh, So he wants cutting flat at the bottom, which probably a good 4 inches off of him. I can get my foot underneath the back. So he wants 4 or 5 inches up there to nothing at the back, and then he'll stand upright. So anyway, the hair is a lot of work, but I really want to put some effort into this because I want all this moving, like, you know. Like I said, I ain't got a clue and I ain't telling anybody what to do, but I just want big movement in his hair if I can. And then his beard will the beard will come down. So what I've done when I went filming was all this like big sections of this, and I trimmed him up a bit. So he was a bit wider this side, so I sort of like leveled that up, and then I just pushed his sides down a little bit just to make him pop. I'm not doing anything with the eyes, so I'll do that with the die grinder, and hopefully the pupil, or the front of the pupil, will be out instead of being set back even more. So hopefully I can do all that tomorrow. The nose I'm pretty happy with. This can be die grinded up, and the lip can be die grinded up. So I'm not, when I say I'm not a million miles away, I am a long way away, but it's the hair. I think I'm spending more time on the hair, trying to get this right, and the beard, you know, and get all that right than I did on the bloody face. But it's so hot now, that'll do me. Because A, the battery will go in the heat, and then that'll be that. And I gotta go and pick someone up. So I might as well just leave this little baby to chill out. I reckon I quite like it. So far so good, I think. So far so good. Let's see if I can give you the old bird's eye view of the old girl. So she sat back, so it's doing what I want it to do, which is sit back, you know? And then there's the hair, look at that hair. You'd be proud of that, everybody'd be proud of that. I love hair like that. You put a man bun on there, you do what you want with it. Yeah, look. Hopefully you can see that. The sun's so strong, I can't see if you can. So anyway, there she is. The nose, I might just, that bridge of the nose, just take that back just a little bit more, but it's not bugging me. But yeah, she's a big old lump of tree, and she's soaking wet. So the eyes, I know that everybody scoops them out, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I'm trying to keep the eyes forward. And so by the time I put a die grinder into there, and then shape that eye, I'm hoping, I probably got that all around my ass. But if you don't try, you don't know, do you? But other than that, see how deep I've gone in here? Really gone deep in there. And I'm going to do a little bit more in here, tidy it up a little bit. And then when I do the hairs, and do the hairs in the different directions, you know, and shape all this, get rid of these sharp corners. And then when I do the hair in different directions down to here, hopefully it'll look like it's all flowing. And I don't know whether to do his eyes shut or not. I was going to have him asleep. We'll see. What do you reckon? We'll see. We'll do his eyes shut, I think, as if he's asleep. The old hair is blowing in there. He's a proper wood spirit. I think we're getting there. And obviously this got to be tidied up a little bit, but I'll mess about with the bottom. What I was trying to do was get as much weight off of him as I could. And then, let me see if I can hold this without me selfie stick. Get as much weight off of him as I could. And then try and get him on me lift, so that I'm not bending over all the time. But she's heavy and she's all there. As you can see, she's still a big old lump of wood and she's soaking wet. And I've took loads off this thing, which you saw at the beginning, like, you know. So anyway, I reckon I'll finish this off tomorrow, because unless I want to sort of like get sunstroke, which I don't. I've been out in the sun long enough. The boys they keep going to find a bit of shade, then going out and then getting a bit of shade. And so, but yeah, other than that, a bit of shaping up. But as for blocking out, we had a million miles away, I reckon. But it's just so hot. It's so hot now. It's unreal. The sun's blasting. So, and then we'll take the bark off of it, and then I'll carve some more bark on there. Once I've got the bottom flat and I've got it up on my thing. And I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know how to finish it neither. I haven't done it yet, mind, but whether to paint her up, make her look nice, or just varnish her up. I think varnish her up, just like, or a tongue oil or something like that, you know? Because, yeah, there's the boys. So anyway, right, listen, we're going to call it a day for today, and I will see you tomorrow. How are we? All right, everybody. Right, this is the second time I've come over here. So I'll show you the wood spirit. We're going to have to try and dodge the rain. It's a bit of a shitty day. As you can see, we've gone from glorious sunshine to about 100 mil of rain. But anyway, here you go. So, there's the wood spirit. So I'm pretty happy with him. I didn't do a lot else. What I've done is I've concentrated on this. Not the hair, but, well, yeah, it is the hair, but like the main streaks and profiles of the hair, as if, you know, it's, so I want this to be a massive feature. And then he's going to be asleep. And then this beard will come down here. This is about the same size as, excuse me. This is about the same size as the stump that's going to be left. I don't know whether it'll be this year. I think it's this year. He's hoping to have the tree cut down. But, so this is about the same size as the stump that's left, which I reckon is, well, not far off 7 foot tall. I'm 6'2", so this is nearly a good 6.5 foot tall. So I've squared at the bottom there. Well, not squared it up, but I've drawn a line around the bottom. So I've marked that in spray paint with a level to level up the bottom. I've drawn his eyes on, so I've got to take these out. There's a bit of rot here, see, and a bit of rot there, but hey, I think that, I mean, I'm not going to dig that out because I'm not going to fill it. I think it adds a bit of character. You know, he is a spirit of the woods, wood spirit, whatever you want to call him, wood wizard, blah, blah, blah. So I sanded him up off of camera and just tidied him up, just shaped these eyes with the burr. And that, but mainly it was the hair I was doing, or trying to, and I'm going to cut this hair in. If it stops raining, it's not raining now, it's only spitting. It's like 3:30 over here in the UK now, so I just legged it over quickly because it's been really raining all day. So hopefully it's going to stop soon. I'll cut this in. I got to do some frow lines and stuff, put his little sleepy eyelids in, give him some furrows, burrows, whatever you want to call them down here. But it's the hair I'm going to try and concentrate on now. If I don't, oh, well, I won't finish him today. So if I don't, he can be finished as and when. So, yeah. So I think he looks all right. I'm pretty happy with him. You know what I mean? I am pretty happy. Well, we'll see what happens with the hair. But also online, what I have noticed is some people paint them and then some people just give them a finish. So I don't know what to do, whether to paint him or not. I mess it up. If I do paint him, and I wish I hadn't, it's too late. Too late, baby. But anyway, that's not for another couple of stages yet. So let's try and cut some hair in, and I will try and film it. I'll put it on a tripod now, and I will try and film it, depending on whether it's going to rain or not. So I might see you in a minute. I want to get a couple more of these AK-30 batteries, but they're like 135 quid in this country. But anyway, so I've got me MSA 60 with a little 8-inch cannon bar and an 050 thickness chain on it. So he's quite a thick chain, but that's good because it's not a small wood spirit, as you can see. So I really want to drive some hairlines in there if I can. So it's spitting at the moment, but I think the camera will be okay. So I'm just going to start cutting some hair in and trying to get it to all flow. So I'll film a little bit of that. To be honest, You're probably better off. Everybody's better off stood there, I reckon. That's it. So, I'm trying to imagine if his air was blowing that way, and then blow, you know, so his air sweeping that way and sweeping that way, then you want it to sort of like come in like this. So it's being blown that way. Right, so I'll film as much of this as I can. Hope everybody's well. Let's see how this goes. Okay, right. What I can do is, I don't know whether to make these more prominent, like big strands of hair, you know, like just get the saw and just open these up a little bit and make them less, but more, if that makes sense, more prominent. I'll have a look at that. I might have a look at that when I burn him. So let's do the old beard and moustache. I'm not going to go as deep with the moustache. I want it to blend in to the beard, so I'll do the moustache first, and then I'll do these bits, and then we'll try and get that right. And I'll try and swirl it at the bottom. Try. If at first you don't succeed, cut it off and do something else. Right. Let's have a go. I am quite liking him though. If I was going to do much more with that saw, I'd check the oil now, because usually battery is, well, I try and check it, battery and oil. Like I said, I am no professional, so it doesn't worry me. It just more worries me that I take my time. But I don't think he looks too bad. I try to get the face right, because I thought, well, when I put the beard in, the beard follows the face really until you get down to here, and it just so his chin, it go over his chin, and then it just sort of like swoops. So I think that's all right. So I'm going to get a little, well, as long as this rain holds off, I'm going to get my, that'll be a pain in the ass, because I want to put a furrow line there or something. Can you see that? You see the whole face or not? Yeah, let me just pop you up. So, although that is a furrow line, I suppose. So I just wanted to put a couple of furrow lines above here, and then a couple in the middle, and then make this two big, these eyes, one in there. Let me get a pencil. If I just gently use this finger sander and then see if I'm happy with it, I want it to sort of like, I don't want the wrinkles to be square. I'd like them to be sort of like flowing, if that makes sense. Let's have a go. Right, what's that look like? Because I can... You ain't got a... I think if you just make some marks, I'll rub that off. The wood is really wet. But I think if you just make... Now what should we do on the old eyebrows then? These finger sanders are really good, but they also, because this is quite a rough piece of paper on there, they also can be quite aggressive, especially on softwood. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I've got my little Dremel, and I've got the little cut saw taper burr on there. Well, this is probably the wrong burr, okay? But, so I'll tidy this up with something else in a minute. But I'm not a million miles away, do you know that? I don't know where to put another, maybe one in there, who knows? Who knows? So, let's just try and get these eyes so they look the same when he's drawn on. I'll see if I can hang this around my neck, which is probably going to be stupid. The reason I'm using this little taper burr is because I want that top eyelid to sort of like hang down over the bottom one if you shut your eyes. Do you know what I mean? But if you shut your eyes, you don't get no creases at the top, so there's no point in me doing anything up here. And again, I might be wrong. It's only because I just keep studying faces. But this one down here, maybe? Or would that take away from his eyes being shut? Because that would go smooth as well, because you're shutting both eyelids. Who knows? If anyone knows any difference, let me know, baby. Let me know what you lot use. So you can mess about with it too much as well, I think. You can mess about with it too much. How have I got his eyes? I'm a million miles away. So, I'll have a go at burning it, but I think it's probably too wet. What I want to get is a tiger torch, you know, like a real big kind of propane gas bottle, and let the bugger have it. I've only got this little thing, but let me just see what happens, and then we'll Okay. Now, in all fairness, let's have a look at him. Let's give him a bit of a... The wood's too wet to... The wood's a little bit too wet to bird, really. I think if I was doing... When I do another one, I'll cut the face out. I'd probably try and leave this, so cut the bit of beard in here. Because it look, but then he sat back in the wood and his beard's coming out. So I don't know, actually. I don't know. It's just these two bits here, even though they go like that. Is he in the wood? Don't know. Right, let me get my drill. Because it might not be as aggressive as the sander, if that makes sense. It's going to have to dry before I burn it again. And then I'll make up my mind whether I'm going to paint it or not. But it's all a learning curve. Because I also know you can burn them too much, you know, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I have got a 125 for the Dremel, which burns in there, but that's a little bit too big for that, I think, to make any difference on it. See, it's about finding your own. It's about finding your own what you like and just learning. Like I said, okay, let's go through this again. Let's see if you've got a good picture of him. Here, let's go back here. So, all right, I'm going to wrap this up now. If I was going to do this again, I would probably do the hair, sort of like try and sweep it so it's all flowing up, if that makes sense. I don't know whether to cut these out and make them bigger, more emphasize just the strands of hair instead of the quantity of hair, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I'm going to take a photo of it. I'll take it and have a look at it tonight. But this wood is super wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to touch it for a few days. And I'm just going to let it. And then I'll make up my mind whether I paint it. Some people dry brush them and mess about with them and do little bits and pieces. Or whether I just varnish it. But I shan't be doing anything for a couple of days. You know? So I think what I'm going to take the back off of him, take the bottom off of him, take the bark off and cut some bark in, which is fair enough. But I still need to see if I'm happy with this. You know? I mean, just sanding this out, it's just so wet. It's unbelievable. But let's all have a look, shall we? I don't know. I think he's all right. I think he's all right. What do we reckon? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to tidy up the side of him. But he says what he is. He's a wood spirit. You know? So we will see. But anybody, I don't know what that means. But anyway, like I said, this is Chinese winglet, super wet anyway. All this water in here was there yesterday, and it's been quite nice for a few days. So it's full of water, and it ain't balanced because I can tip it back that way. Ooh, he says. pretty easy. It's on chogs because the bottom's not cut properly. I didn't cut the bottom, and it was so heavy that I just thought, let's just get him up. I never had the tractor here. So yeah, I'm going to leave him to dry for a couple of days, take a good photo, have a look in at home, and then when he is finished, I'll put it on another video, you know. But if anybody's got any ideas, let me know. You know, different ways of doing them, because I know these are big in America. They're pretty big over here, but you see more of them in America or on American YouTube videos than you do here. But I love them, you know. But then I'm quite mystical and all that sort of rubbish. But right, everybody, thanks for watching, and just so you get a perspective of how big the old chap is. Or for my Instagram. Hang on. Selfie time. I'll pick one of them. It should have got Rolo in it, really. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Whoever's watching. And if you are watching, press like and subscribe, man. Let's get going. Let's have a chat. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm not, but I am. So we'll have a look. It's the finishing of them. You can really ruin a piece of work by finishing it, can't you? You know? Yeah, not knowing how to finish it. Is the wood too wet? Probably. Am I panicking too much? Probably. Let's just see. I'll see how I feel when I look at the photos. I keep self-doubting myself. But anyway, that's my dog barking in the distance at somebody. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you next time and see what we're going to carve. Thanks ever so much.